Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time out and joining us today on Legacy of Hope, the podcast. I'm honored to have, I'm Stephen Taylor, by the way. I'm honored to have Virgil.
Yes.
Virgil, what's your surname?
Gerricke.
Virgil Gerricke from the EFF, but that's a longer story because you come from George. You had your own political party.
Yes.
So tell us about Virgil. Who is Virgil Gerricke?
Yeah, well, as I said, I come from George. I grew up in George. I was born, was raised, went to school. I'm a community man. I'm an activist. I started my own political party when the ANC started to sell us out. And then to be a voice for the voiceless and for the community, for poor and marginalized people. And then that party, the PBI, took me to George Council. I served on council level for 12 years, and then I hooked up with the EFF eventually.
Okay, so how long ago did you start your party? You said the ANC sold you out. How long ago was that?
That was in 2011.
Okay.
We started our own party, yeah. Started off with one member, myself. 2016, 2 members, myself, and in 2021, we increased to 8 members.
Oh, wow.
5 councillors in the George Council, 2 in the Gardiner District Council, and 1 councillor in Knysna, and he is the deputy mayor.
Oh, nice.
In Knysna, yeah.
So when you say the ANC sold us out, what do you mean?
Well, it's all about when they started to degenerate from the original principles of the Freedom Charter. Freedom Charter will tell you there shall be houses, security, and comfort. The land belongs to the people, and so on. And then nothing happened of that. Our people, there was still a proliferation of squatter camps, informal settlements, unemployment, and the crime has increased and so on. So the hope faded that they would be able to do anything for us. Up until where we are now, you can see that they have decreased their support to 40%.
So you were a member and supporter of the ANC?
Way back when the ANC was disbanded,
I
was a young boy, and we were ground forces.
Okay.
And we were part of then the establishment of branches of the ANC. So I come from that ANC.
Oh, wow.
At the time, it was still Dula Omar.
Yes.
Cameron Dartmoor.
Yes.
Max Ozinski, Trevor Manuel, all those type of guys. Those are the guys that we worked with.
Yeah. Okay, so you started your own party, PBI, is it?
Yes.
So they're still in existence?
They're still in existence, yes.
Okay, and then what made you want to join the EFF?
Well,
as a coloured South African, it's not many people know that there are colours within the EFF. People talk about it as a black party. Yeah. No, honestly.
No, it is indeed, and that's a critical question that needs to be answered.
Yes.
If you look at the policies of the EFF, based on principles and thorough research, this is what has attracted me to the EFF. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you don't want to retire on a local level. You've worked hard for your communities. You want to graduate to another level. Yes. The EFF has given me that opportunity, but it's not just about me. It's about being a voice on that platform. Yes. As I said, for the hopeless, the marginalized masses, the hopeless masses. Yes. As it stands at the moment. So, and this is what has attracted me to the EFF, and then solid leadership, visionary leadership in the person of the CIC, Julius Seller Malema. Yes. I'm a strong personality myself, so I follow strong people that can lead, that can stand, that can speak up. Yeah. And that is what we see here in the EFF. Yes. That knows what they're talking about, and that can substantiate and stand for the people. Yeah. Okay, so you joined the EFF. What the policies? Tell us about some of those policies that kind of struck your core, your heart, that you wanted to join this movement. Yeah, there's a lot of policies within the EFF. In their constitution, they speak about it's about equality, it's about economic emancipation, it's about the land for the landless. Yeah. It's about economic freedom in our lifetime. It's lots of policies that speak to me, and that those policies were actually the objective of the original struggle.
Yes.
That we pursued, that we were promised.
Yeah.
This which will happen, and South Africans will enjoy. But as I said, we were bitterly disappointed, utterly disappointed by the ANC. And I think the only party that's based on the original principles at the moment is the economic freedom fighters that still pursue the original struggle for the freedom and the liberation of the African masses. Yeah.
So you serve in the NCOP. Tell us about what that means, because I know we know members of parliament. We see that every day. What is the NCOP?
Yeah, well, the NCOP is, look, the structure works like this. You first have the local councils.
Yes.
The city councils, and then your district councils.
Yes.
Then you have your provincial legislatures.
Yeah.
Then you have the National Assembly. This is where you can see every day those people are fighting. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then you have the NCOP. Now, they call the NCOP, the National Council of Provinces, is the higher house.
Yeah.
And this is where some of the work is coming up from the National Assembly.
And you guys don't fight?
For scrutiny. Yes, we fight a lot.
Oh, is it?
We do fight. I mean, you fight, you don't fight personalities. You don't fight people. You fight
topics.
The principle.
Okay.
It's about the principle, it's about the politics, it's about the vision of your party.
Yeah.
And you've got to fight it through. It's about what you can deliver to your people and what you've promised to your people. So if that's under threat, you've got to defend it. And the only way to defend it is to articulate politics and persuade the opponents on the other side.
Okay, so tell me, you as a colored person watching what happened in the Oval Office, portraying Julius Malema the way that they did, what is your comments on that?
Yeah, that was a real, it was an upsetting scene to see.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'll say that Donald Trump ambushed the president of South Africa.
Yeah.
Well, that's a relative term. Whether it's ambush, whether it's pushed in a corner, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, our president, Ramaphosa, could not answer, not Trump alone, but the whole world.
Yeah.
When he said, but this guy is killing people in South Africa, he's got big stadiums, he's not a small party, and so on. It was a very low-level answer and response that Ramaphosa has given, because the reality of the matter is that he should have told Trump that the courts have spoken on this kill the boer, kill the farmer thing.
Yeah.
And for that matter, every forum has taken the EFF to the courts, and they've appealed the matter, and they've taken it right up to the Constitutional Court.
Oh, wow.
The Constitutional Court has said, given the historical background of the song, there is nothing wrong. It became part of our political culture, and therefore nobody can be prosecuted when they sing this song. Our president was unable to give that political answer to Donald Trump. He walked away as a weak man, leaving us as troublemakers in the eyes of the world, in the EFF, us in the EFF. He should have articulated to say the courts have spoken. And if you want to challenge it, you must go back to the courts. That's as easy as that.
But I know that there was a struggle song, but is the song still relevant today?
Well, as I said, the courts have spoken on the song. It's part of our political culture and it's part of our political history, but it does not constitute violence and murder as such.
Okay.
And you will recall that many researchers have spoken on it and say there is no scientific evidence that point to the fact that this song has led to the murder and killing of people.
I think Jacob Zuma sings the same song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and many other leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the song is when we come to, we don't walk with a song in the streets every day.
No.
It's just at special occasions when we sing the song.
Yeah.
I defend the song because that song has been affirmed by the courts.
It's a struggle song.
It's a struggle song.
Yeah.
We actually at one stage everybody was singing that song, even Ramaphosa.
Yes.
And all those guys
yes.
are ministers now. They were singing that song.
Yes.
Now suddenly they distance themselves from that culture.
Yeah.
It says a lot about the fiber of those type of leaders.
Yes. So, all right. So you're on the NCOP. That's the upper house of parliament. That's where the actual decisions get made, right?
Yes.
So tell me about a day in the life of Virgil Gerricke and NCOP. How does it work?
Yeah, it's a mad day.
Really?
It's a mad day. You hardly have any time for yourself. You have meetings from the morning, and then at lunch.
Yeah.
And then the next session is after 2, when you have your plenaries.
Wow.
And those plenaries many nights go into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Sure. So it's not like Parliament where you can sleep and wake up.
No. No.
What happened? Nothing. Okay.
No. Now you got to think on your feet.
Yeah.
You because they call it the upper house.
Yeah.
You cannot pursue or articulate emotional or sensational politics. You have to pursue rational politics.
Yes.
And in order to pursue rational politics, you have to understand the constitution of your country.
Yes.
You have to understand the laws and the legislation of your country. Pieces of legislation. You cannot just go there and say nothing.
Yeah.
You must prepare. You must do your research. It must be scrutinized. And it's over and above the fact what you see on televisions.
Yes.
And on the screens.
Yes.
At nighttime, we sit up until the morning at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, just to prepare a short piece.
But why don't we show the NCOP then on TV?
Well, we have a special channel on TV.
Yes, the Parliament channel.
Yeah, on the Parliament channel, and also on YouTube, you can see a lot of us speaking there.
Okay.
And then, if prominent matters, critical matters come up, we appear on television. Yeah.
Okay. Now the chamber looks actually really cool.
Yeah.
It looks nice. Yeah. So all right, BRICS, very important to South Africa.
Yeah.
BRICS is expanding, rightly so. And I know Russia is very close to the EFF, China. Obviously, the BRICS expanding and getting more involved with BRICS, the EFF supports that, I know. So if we look at what's happening at the moment with Russia, Ukraine, even the Secretary of State in the US has said that it's a proxy war. Is it really a war? I mean, what would you say to that? I mean, when Putin went on TV, he said it's a military operation, not a war. Because if it was a war, you would see that it's a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I always say, it's however or whichever way you try to identify or articulate it, it's a matter of semantics.
Yeah.
So, and perception.
Yes.
The fact of the matter is that the NATO countries are using, the war of Ukraine to get closer to Russia.
That's it.
And that is for economic opportunities. That's that.
Yeah.
So, and this is why Putin is standing firm. And he said, no, we operate on this side, you operate on this side, we create on that side, we create opportunities for our people.
Yeah.
But the NATO countries are actually using Ukraine as a proxy for that fight.
Yes.
That is the problem. And so the EFF stands with Russia on that.
Of course.
On that point.
Yeah.
And you can see the association of Ukraine with other Western countries and those countries that support them. Sometimes, it's countries that cannot be associated with human rights culture.
Yeah.
And, it's countries that oppress people that do not support their views.
Yes.
And even kill people.
Yes.
So we don't stand for that. We stand with Russia, by Russia, and we subscribe to the principles on which the war is based. Whether you want to call it a war, a fight, a proxy, doesn't matter. But this is what we believe.
But what I don't understand, if they were really, the Western countries really wanted to support Ukraine, they would have found a backdoor way to get them into NATO.
Yes.
But they haven't done that.
They haven't done it.
They've had other countries that have applied before Ukraine and gotten in.
Yeah.
And now Ukraine is still sitting in limbo.
Yeah, they are.
So it makes no sense.
It's all about the resources in Ukraine.
Yeah.
The manipulation, the monopolization of the resources.
Yes,
in
yes.
Ukraine. You've seen what Trump has done with Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Zelensky.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
He treated him very badly.
Yeah.
And there's another way you treat a president.
No.
When you think it's a president.
Yeah.
It treated him very disrespectful, humiliated him in the eyes of the world.
Yeah.
And this is exactly where they wanted to get with him, because they actually wanted to take over his country.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to get closer to the borders of Russia.
That's it.
In order to scoop on those opportunities.
So, and then we come to China.
Yeah.
Of course, also Russia's a great ally of South Africa.
Yeah.
And China also. China, we've got the one people policy, which of course South Africa subscribes to. And then you've got MECs in the Western Cape, high up member of the DA, going to Taiwan, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And they actually since banned him from China, and everyone just goes, okay, it's allowed.
It's evident of the double standards of the Democratic Alliance in the Western Cape. This is the point here. Because why would you compromise economic opportunities because of one person going to Taiwan?
Yeah.
Now, China is a trade partner of South Africa.
It is.
And a massive trade partner.
Yes.
And China is the foremost economic force in the world at the moment.
Of course.
So you cannot undermine what they say.
Yeah.
If they say don't associate with Taiwan and you become a partner, you must subscribe. Particularly when you are a politician.
Yeah.
And you want to roll up economic opportunities to your people.
Yeah.
If you associate with China, it's about trade, it's about industrialization, it's about opportunities for your people, it's about artificial intelligence, it's about technology.
Yeah, they're advanced.
It's huge, it's massive.
Yeah.
So you cannot undermine.
No.
You will later on then isolate yourself in a corner, and you will have no opportunities for your people. Now, I'll tell you why they are doing this. It's because of their association with Israel.
Yeah.
The DA.
Oh.
Yes. They try to undermine and they try to solidify their economic ties with Israel, for instance. And roll this out, and this is why they're showing China that we undermine what you are saying. But it's not long lasting, it's not going to last forever.
No.
I mean, they've got to apologize, and they have to deal with this MEC.
No, they must.
For whichever reason he is dealing, he cannot be trusted in that position anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, China banning somebody is a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's huge, it's massive.
And of course, diplomatic issues for South Africa.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how we can just shove it under the carpet. We can't. We shouldn't.
As I said, it's a double standard of the DA. You can line up or go through all the MECs of the powerful politicians.
Yes.
You have seen now what's happening to that guy, Malusi Boy.
Yes.
The moment when he was implicated in crime.
Yes.
He was taken off his position.
Yeah.
The moment when J.P. Smith was implicated in crime, they kept him. They were looking for every reason to retain him in that position. It's about this discrimination, and it's also about this favoritism.
Yes.
When it comes to certain politicians.
The hierarchy.
Yes.
Yeah. So coming back to Russia, I know that Putin was invited to South Africa. There was a restaurant from the ICJ, I think it is.
Yeah.
Why do we still belong to the ICJ? If Putin came here, would we arrest him?
Look, South Africa is the government of South Africa, or the policy of South Africa, make provision for diplomatic interaction.
Yes.
And South Africa is a strong believer, actually a world leader when it comes to diplomatic
Of course, yeah.
Diplomatic intervention.
Yes.
And so on. That is violence.
Yeah.
And prison.
Yeah.
And arrest will be the last resort.
Yes.
Or resort in South Africa.
Yes.
So we believe in diplomatic ties. The EFF is also in favor of pursuing diplomatic ties so that we have amicable solutions.
Yes.
Putin is a world leader.
Yeah. A strong leader.
A strong leader. He's a powerful leader.
Yeah.
So for him to be arrested on South African soil was going to be a massive issue.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yes.
For not only for the South African allies, but also for the allies of Russia, BRICS, and all those type of countries.
Have you been to Russia?
Not as yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
you want to?
To go.
Are you going to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Russia looks after their people.
Yeah.
If you go to Russia, you'll see that it's they take care of their own.
Yeah.
And it's a great country, modern. So it's all about the media propaganda. They like to bash Russia, and I don't know why. They see Russia as a threat.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, as you say, the NATO countries, the West.
Western world doesn't like the notion of socialism.
Yes.
So where you see countries with socialism like China,
the
East, and so on, this is where people look at their people.
Yeah.
There's no the wealthy and the rich.
Everyone is
poor and so on. All are equal. And that's actually, if you take it further in terms of theology, that's a biblical principle.
Yes.
And that biblical principle is you'll find that biblical principle in the book of Acts chapter 2, where after they've prayed on the upper room, the Bible says they went from house to house.
Yes.
And they shared, the original ancient translation of the Bible says that they shared meat with one another.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. It says that everybody possessed everything together. So yes, that's the communism. The socialism.
Yes.
If you look at the South African model, it's a capitalist model. If you look at America, it's a capitalist model. They want poor people.
That's it.
They want submissive people.
Everyone for their own.
We are all equal.
Our
Constitution says so, and God says we are all equal before God. And that's the thing. This is what we fight for. People are all equal. There's no lesser person, regardless of your.
So we can learn a lot from Russia then.
Yes,
we can.
Absolutely.
Because
Russia is in an industrialized country. They developed. They're still developing.
Are there poor people in Russia?
And no, they're socialist.
Really?
People.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't say
but they look after their people.
System,
And BRICS, what is your view on BRICS expanding and kind of taking on the West?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's about countries congregating, and those countries have the same vision, the same principle, and to oppose the countries with economic muscle that want to monopolize the world economy.
I think if you take all the BRICS countries at the moment, it's about 60% of the world's GDP.
Yes.
So that scares the West.
Yeah, it scares the West because the West had the monopoly for many years. And the monopoly is diminishing at the moment.
So does the EFF support the G20?
Well, the president has spoken on the G20.
Has he?
And what he has said, we will stand by that. But at the moment, we are a member of the Pan-African Parliament.
Yes.
And we are fighting there as the EFF. The G20 is some other politics that can be pursued on a different level.
Yes.
Outside of this conversation, respectfully.
Of course. No, I agree. And is the EFF a racist party?
No, I must laugh about this.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being open with you because that's what the media like to portray you to be like that.
No, the EFF is a democratic party, non-racial party.
Are you a token colored in the party?
I'm not a token colored. I will never be a token colored.
Okay.
I will never be a color that's bought.
Yes.
Being put on a pedestal just to show the world that, yes, the EFF is also for coloreds. No. The EFF already in its founding documents in 2013 has stated that colored people were also part of the struggle for justice and they should be treated equally.
I saw that. Yes.
Sorry, yes.
So does the EFF hate white people then?
Yes, we do have white people. And we have many white people. We have a lot of colored people also within the EFF.
No. I said, does the EFF hate white people?
No.
Okay.
There's no hate and there's no violence against white people. The president of the EFF, President Julius Malema, has repeatedly said that white people are welcome in South Africa. I reiterate tonight that white people are welcome in South Africa. What we do say is that we must cut the throat of whiteness.
What does that mean?
It means that those that want to be superior, that want to discriminate, that don't want to share in the wealth, their wealth with other people, those are the type of that's the type of whiteness that we need to cut the throat of. But it does not, again, constitute.
So it's not a literal cutting of the throat.
It's not a literal cutting of the throat.
Okay.
But we need to cut the throat of superiority and racial discrimination and so on.
So you can't have somebody living in like a 20 million rand house while you've got loads of black people living in shacks. Is that what you're saying? There must be a equality.
Equality, but we also talk about economic exclusion.
Yeah.
There cannot be economic exclusion. It's directly
against, so BE is not working then?
It's directly against of what we fought for.
Yeah.
The problem with BEE,
it can be manipulated.
It is manipulated at the moment, and it's only a handful of cronies that benefit from the BEE system.
Yes.
Had the BEE system been spread equally, many South Africans, millions of South Africans who have benefited from that system. But you can see here, right from Transnet, the way back, your Lucky Montanas, your Sakimakas, Zomas, and all those type of guys. Your Ramaphosa's, the guys with the gold mines, your Mercedes and those type of people. How can you empower one guy with so much billions? And other people are standing on the street corners, they're starving.
I know.
They're begging each day.
What is the unemployment? 30-odd%?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, anything closing from yourself, Virgil? What would you like to say to people watching?
Well, I want to say that the EFF, and I want to end up with your last question.
Yeah.
It's about a party open for all people. It's a party open for colored people, for brown people, for black people, for African people, for Asian. All those people you will find in there. That's the first point.
Yeah.
The second point is that...
You skipped white people.
Oh, white people are also in there. Not deliberately, so...
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But, and then the other thing is the colored people must get rid. They must be liberated from this lie that they have been excluded from the EFF, for instance. It's a big lie. It is simply not true. And there are parties that claim to represent colored parties.
Yeah.
And they thrive on that false narrative that the EFF is only for black people. It is simply not true. In all our structures, we have colored people, we have white people, and we have women, and we have disabled people for that matter, or differently abled people.
Okay.
So it's a fairly equal party for everybody. These people that claim that the EFF is just for black people are people that try to garner votes unfairly and corruptly.
Yes.
And they running around here trying to get seats in councils and seats in parliament in order for them to get their hands on the economy. Yeah. Now, let me tell you tonight as a colored South African, and I want you can ponder on this and you can call me back again on this. Yeah. Colored South Africans have never been chased away from opportunities or have never been excluded from opportunities. And the EFF is never ever justified such a strategy. Yeah. The EFF has invited colored people into their ranks, into our ranks, and we defend the rights of colored people. We defend employment equity. We say colors must be treated the same. We also say that colored people must work in the areas where they live. Yes. This thing that they say that blacks are being imported and so on. Yeah. And this word that Dylan Ziller has used that they migrate or don't even know what they call. Yes. I mean, how can you be a migrant in your own country? That is simply not true. Yeah. So that is a false basis on which they build their politics, which will not last. You will understand. And I give you the history. Colored people have been involved in the politics of this country for quite some time.
Yes.
Since the 80s.
Yes.
The involvement of colored people were formalized.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are old enough to
Maybe.
know that there were the tricameral system.
Yes.
Way back.
Yes.
It's where you had the House of Representatives.
Yes.
The House of Representatives was your colored people.
Yeah.
Your House of Delegates was the Indian people.
Yes.
And I forgot the Volksraad.
Yes.
They were the white people.
Yes.
So, can you recall that colored people had ministers in the House of Representatives?
Yeah.
And the leader of that party, of the Labour Party, was Alan Hendrickson.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was from Utrecht.
Yeah.
And all these guys, this Peter Murray,
Peter Murray,
all those guys, they served in
yeah.
that cabinet
Okay.
of that apartheid government.
Yes.
So they were there, they were actively involved. They were given preference to serve the colored constituency. Let me take you a little further.
Yeah.
When the apartheid government relegated black people, ethnic black people, to homelands.
Yes.
You know the homeland system.
Yes.
The
Transkei, was it?
TBVC states.
Yeah.
Transkei, Bophuthatswana, Venda, and Ciskei.
Yeah.
When they were relegated in those and they were given kings and army generals and so on,
yes,
colored people were benefiting from the economic system here, which they garnered through that system.
Oh, wow.
Let me take you a little further.
Yeah.
From way back, and you can go and see it here on the Cape Flats.
Yeah.
From way back, we had brick and mortar houses.
Yes.
Although it wasn't palaces.
Yes, yes.
We had those houses. We had flushing toilets.
Yeah.
We had streets. We didn't, the masses were not living in squatter camps at the moment.
Yeah.
You will recall that black people will only get their social grants, their old age pay every 3 months. Whilst colored people were paid every month.
Sure.
So I'm giving you this type of analogy to tell you it's not true that colored people were left behind. It is simply not true.
Yes.
What colored people must do is that they must roll up their sleeves, get on board, and stop believing the lies of people that were never even involved in the liberation struggle for our people. This is the message from us as the EFF tonight. We are open. Colored people must come into the EFF. There's no threat. There's no victimization. There's no exclusion. The EFF is simply for all people here. Okay,
one last thing I want to ask you. It's Youth Month. Next year, it's 50 years of this. Is it 50 years? Soweto Uprising. 50 or 70 years? 50 years, yeah. What would you say to our youth? What hope do we have for our future? How can we inspire them and motivate them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, there was such a debate today, Youth Day,
oh, really?
In the NCOP.
Okay.
And one of our master students, she's a master degree holder, Naledi Chiro, she was speaking forcefully about this.
Okay.
The hope has faded.
It has.
As it is at the moment, hope has faded for the youth.
Yes.
And she made the statement, she said, whilst our degrees are just pieces of paper against the walls.
Yeah.
While we're sitting hopeless in the daytime. I started to cry when she said it.
Yeah.
I have a daughter with an honors degree from the University of Cape Town. She's at home.
Sure.
I have another daughter with a BCom degree. She works somewhere. I don't even want to tell you.
Yeah.
They can't get work.
That's bad.
This is not what we fought for.
No.
We fought for opportunities for our people.
Yes. Equal opportunities.
For equal opportunities for all people.
Yeah.
And I think this government is just unable and incompetent to create those type of opportunities for people. It's because of this corruption and the monopoly that they want to hold. Because if you open up the economy, there's enough for everybody to have a piece of that cake. Yeah. So there's hope in the EFF.
South Africa is rich. We're not a poor country.
We are not a poor country. We have
very
resources.
We do.
Yes, we have. We're an industrialized country. Yeah. We can create jobs.
We can.
But it's about some people gatekeeping.
Yes.
Other organizations to come in.
Yes.
So there's hope. The EFF says to young people, there is hope for them. You must just give us an opportunity so that we fight for you. Vote for us. Next year in the 2026 elections, young people must vote in their masses for the EFF. In the next general election, the young people must come out in their numbers to vote for the EFF so that we finish, so that we demolish the arrogance of the ANC that has not delivered to our people.
I think that's going to happen on its own anyway. The decline is there
They're
to
going to
see.
become a skeleton of who they were.
Yeah.
And we will all clap hands. We will stand on the side as they come by, and we will clap hands because it will give us joy when we see them totally destroyed, because they had the opportunity to do for us what we have voted them in for.
Yes. Virgil Gerricke,
Yes,
NCOP member, thank you so for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to come visit you in the NCOP.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to come and see.
It's a personal invite from me.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I will come and visit.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Sorry, my my voice is
It's winter time.
a bit hectic. My sinus is playing up, so apologies for that. Thank you very much to Virgil, and thank you to you for watching another episode of Legacy of Hope, the documentary. Thank you to our team behind the scenes, and thank you to you for watching. I'm Stephen Taylor. God bless. Keep well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ciao.